The rand weakened against the dollar, falling back from 6-week highs as the finance minister delivered his budget speech. The South African economy will grow 2.7% this year, an improvement from last year's growth of just 1.8%. Despite strong growth in the rest of Africa, South Africa remains fragile. The minister says the National Development Plan is already in action to address the situation, but many are not convinced.
NDP has become a bit of different elephant, a big elephant to different blind men, touching different parts of it, defining it differently and expecting different things. We've got a long way to go to internalize as a nation what it means, NDP, and converge into a common perspective on what this country needs to go forward.
Poverty and limited access to basic services remain a challenge.
Just a few hours ago, hundreds of people marched through these streets demanding better basic services, especially proper sanitation. Police fired rubber bullets to disperse the crowd. Today's event is more evidence of growing anger across South Africa.
Things are getting better, but the majority of South Africans live in dire poverty. And I don't believe in what the government is doing, giving them more and more social grants. This keeps them in poverty. People want to advance, they want an education, they want skills.
South Africa has some of the best transport and telecoms infrastructure in Africa, but millions can't access these services. More needs to be done for a growing population.
What we are calling for is for South Africa to move towards a low carbon economy and to install initiatives like, if more people in South Africa used public transport, we would need more buses or metro rail, more trains, and that would require particularly if they're built in South Africa and manufactured in South Africa, we could be generating thousands of jobs.
But the minister did apportion $930 million for tax relief to individuals. There was also some relief for the small business sector.
On the small businesses, they saying that currently about 50,000 businesses are benefiting from this small and medium enterprise tax benefit, but it's not enough. So what they're proposing is to rather change that and make that a tax rebate system.
South Africa may be in a fragile state, but not for long.
South Africa has embraced Africa with reasonable pace and aplomb. In fact, if you look at the rest of the continent, it accounts for almost a third of South Africa's global trade. And also South Africa does rank as the second most important emerging market in terms of investment in Africa.
Sumitra Nadu, CCTV, Cape Town, South Africa.